what are some of the pros and cons for a self-directed IRA? I know you and I love it, right? I as soon as I retired from my W-2, I converted that account. So you and I are definitely advocates for a self-directed IRA, but we gotta be transparent here on this channel and give our viewers the absolute best information. What are some of the pros? Maybe we already spoken about those, but what are some of the cons of opening a self-directed IRA?
So I feel like I maybe covered some of the pros earlier in the conversation, but the main thing that I consider to be a pro is the access and ability to take these dollars and invest them into asset classes that you don't have to trust someone else or lean on someone else, whether it's a large company or a home office that you're leaning on. You can, with your own area of expertise, invest in asset classes that you have familiarity with and have a better range to drive higher returns. That is one of the key things. Again, we see a lot of real estate investors, whether they're in the threshold of jumping ship from the W-2 or just doing it as their quote side hustle, tap into their own retirement accounts to boost that kind of capital that they have in their pocket through the retirement account and the tax benefits there. The cons, I would say, to be honest, are the same thing though, that you have more control, you have direct access, and you do not have a financial advisor or fiduciary looking over your shoulder telling you what you could or should or can or cannot do. Can and cannot, I guess, is our role based on the IRS rules and what we, convey to our clients. Yeah. But, you might not do thorough due diligence and go lend money out to someone that defaults on a loan. You might buy a property that's got tons of issues after you make the purchase, or, there's a lot of different things that could happen. And if that does happen, there's no one else you can turn and look to blame, because you are the self-directed investor. You're signing all the paperwork that you've done your own due diligence and you firmly believe in the investment and so forth. So I would say that's the biggest con is that there's with greater power comes greater responsibility from, Spider-Man.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah, and I always say, so the reason I have a self-directed IRA is Warren Buffett said it, right? Wall Street is the only place where people in a Ferrari take advice from people on a bike. So the reason I mention that is like like you cannot always trust what the people on Wall Street are giving you for advice. So perfect, Corey. Then with that, I want to open it up and say, are there any other questions or topics or really things that you think our viewers, our people here on the Trio website or should really know? Anything that parting words that you think are important for our viewers?
Yeah, I just say that the asset classes are very wide and robust. The only things you're not allowed to invest into with the self-directed account is a life insurance policy or hard to value collectibles like antiques, fine wine, artwork, things that are subjective. So when we're just talking about real estate, and I'm speaking specifically to a real estate investing group, there's going to be people in this audience that are interested in jumping into limited partnership syndications, people jumping into fix and flips, people jumping into short-term, mid-term, long-term rental properties, vacation style rentals, mobile home units, or even mobile home parks, private lending to other investors that are doing real estate. I know you guys have a few private lending sponsors in the group that I connected with and had great conversations with. So whatever it is you're looking to do as a real estate investor, if you have funds in your retirement account, you can likely do that with those funds. You just need a company like Advanta that's an expert in those strategies and can kind of guide you a little bit as to how to apply the appropriate strategy for your investment goal. And then you're unlocking whatever potential capital you have in your own retirement account to do more of that investing, to do more networking, bring more dollars to the table when you're networking with people trying to do deals together. So just reach out. I'm always happy to have conversations and help people, even if it doesn't convert to you opening an account with us. I at least love to do that because I'm bringing great education and my resources that ideally helps you. And if it doesn't work out for you, tell your friend, tell a family member, tell someone else that I can also benefit and help. Again, I've always had a vested interest, even since high school, in financial literacy and expanding people's knowledge about things. One aspect of that I didn't really mention earlier that I'll just bring up kind of as part of the conclusion. I didn't grow up with financial literacy. Like, my parents were very young when they had me. I really didn't have any money or anything growing up. I put myself through college. And in doing all of that, I realized that I do have this passion, not only to help people in my own age bracket and people younger than me to grow up with a little bit more financial literacy, but also people older than me that maybe have the money and just don't know how to really use it or don't know how to put it to work as strongly or as best they can. They may be experts at some field or some industry or some aspect of investing, but just don't know how they can really grease the wheels with their own retirement accounts in this case scenario. So however I can help, always happy to do so. If you're into real estate investing, there's definitely ways to do it with your retirement funds.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, and what I would say to that is, like, all my lenders and my self-directed IRA that is funding other deals, my investment is always secured with the investment. So in my case, always a property, right? So if Corey was to lend money to me, he as a lender will be in the first position as a security against the property. So make sure that if you do use your IRA accounts, that you get some type of security. And if you don't, do understand that the risk is super incredible high, and you might never see that money back, right? So I always ask for security when I lend my money, and I always give people a security when I borrow the money. I will make sure that if you reach out to this channel and you hit me up and you want to come in contact with Corey, I'll bring you in contact with Corey. We're gonna tag him, of course, on the social media platforms that he is part of, so that you can also reach out to him directly. Maybe he's not on the social medias where this is posted, then you can reach out to me and I'll connect you with Corey. Corey, thank you so much. I really appreciate you jumping on. This is now the second recording that we're doing with Corey. Plus, he was on stage at the TRIA live event. And if you want to see what our next speakers are for TRIA, go to the TRIA.com, TREIA.com website. And we have a lineup of a multitude of different speakers coming up all the way already into April of 2025. Corey, I really appreciate your time and thank you so much.
Of course, Eric. Thank you so much again for the invitation. Hopefully, I've been able to share some great information with the audience and look forward to speaking with people and helping people further.
Thank you so much. Absolutely.